The arena is a place for those with nowhere else to go. It's where the worst and most hardened criminals go to pay their dues. They've agreed to play this little game in exchange for their lives, whether they're here for
murder,
torture,
eco-terrorism, because civilization is a plague on...
Or, if you don't remember.
Moving on, these people have all done something that has resulted in them getting placed on death row, and instead of immediately dying, they will compete in grueling battles to the death. They've been stripped of everything, but of course, everyone has little things that they'll look over for a little extra something. Watch as tensions rise, alliances form, and people slowly start to pick each other off. This is Green Scar on Sakaar.
Fuck.
Oh, a new person. Who are you?
Malachi. What about the rest of you?
Well, this is Belladance, Saffron, Virgil,
He means virgin.
Brimey, Lilith, 950.
Interesting. So, how the hell did you all manage to get in here?
We could ask you the same thing.
Fair point, but I did ask first.
Well, can't argue with that logic. You know, you blow up a few cities, kill a few hundred people, eventually someone catches wind of it. I mean, I was able to avoid it for a short while, but... Ugh. So, that's what I tried to do. Get the world back on its intended path. Civilization deserves to crumble, and once I'm out, all these goddamn nobles will be aware of it.
Do you think they'll listen?
They won't have a choice.
Well, you see, I was a mercenary, and I'd been hired to take out the governor's competition in Korjun. I knew I had a bad feeling about him. I just thought it was usual political corruptness, but I was very, very wrong. He probably just wanted to ensure that this murder wouldn't connect back to him. The only way to do that was to ensure I got out of the picture. So he turned me in. Made himself into the hero, as they always do, making someone else take the consequences for their actions.
Ugh, it's always death and murder with your people. See, me? I'm here for love. I was just a lowly commoner, but there was a beautiful maiden who would come across, and our love grew more and more with each visit. Yet, there was something more. She told me her true identity, as well as why she couldn't have told me earlier. She was the princess, the sole heir to the throne since her brother passed. That's when she revealed that she was due to be engaged. As the princess and her fiancé got closer, I started to get to know him through her. And while she loved me dearly, I could tell that she had fallen for him as well. A few months after the engagement had been announced, she asked me if I wanted to join their relationship. Of course I accepted. We were able to keep this up for a year until about a month before their wedding when her father found out. Obviously, I was the one who took the blame. I couldn't risk them getting hurt. I loved them both too much for that. That's how I ended up here.
Ugh, that's disgusting. You want a real love story? I'll give you a real love story. You see, my parents and I have always had differing morals. They wanted me to be their perfect, dutiful daughter, which I could never be, and they could never accept that. It was suffocating, always having to be perfect. They kept a tight leash, but I knew how to work around it. I would sneak out while my parents were on night duty, and on one of my little escapades I met someone who I didn't have to hide around. I was able to finally be myself, free from the judging eyes of my parents. That was until we got caught.
Hey, what are you doing?
The worst part is that my father was the one who found us. They wouldn't let this go, so I shut them up. Unfortunately, I was caught trying to hide their bodies, and now I'm here.
Damn. That's brutal. Wait a second. How old are you?
16.
Why the fuck is there a 16-year-old in here?
I don't know, it's just like that sometimes. It is what it is.
They said